there's no reason for me to be involved unless there's a huge problem. When I show up, regular citizens like me, it's because something doesn't work. And clearly, if you walk down the streets of Oakland, you could see the dysfunction from the homelessness to the drug problem to the crime. It's just endless. And we, residents, we're kind of fed up, and the pendulum is swinging back the other way, and everybody, almost everybody, is on the same page and pushing as hard as possible so that we could have safety, so that we could be able to have walkable streets. We just want to defend our homes and restore Oakland to what it was and provide opportunities for residents and basic city services. We need trash pickup, we need to care for our vulnerable homeless, and we just not throw money into programs that don't work. Our district attorney, Pamela Price, has taken away gun enhancements. So if you rob, and you rob with a gun, that you could kill somebody, there should be more penalty for that. But she's taken away the enhancements, the deterrence. So all the criminals are robbing with guns. The street, right now they're going for like $300 per gun. So all the criminals are arming up. All the shop owners that are being robbed are also buying guns. So now we have a situation where you have people who are armed and ready to kill each other. It just is horrific, and our crime rate is through the roof. People are moving away. We're losing good people due to crime. Our housing policy doesn't work. Local residents don't want to provide housing, so rent is going up for renters, and less options for renters who need a place to rent and move into the area. We have a drug epidemic, fentanyl, open air drug market. We have a homelessness that's not taken care of, and our city is going down in flames because we have no accountability and no leadership at the top. The mayor is not providing the leadership that's needed. It takes a lot for somebody like me to just show up at City Hall to figure out how things work, to get involved. The time that it takes to read legal language on laws that are being proposed, that are being passed, and try to understand the implications of how that translates the unintended consequences, and try to advise city council members. At first I was trying to write very polite emails and have meetings with council members and explain why this policy is bad and how to change it, to head it off, and then I tried to get neighbors involved. But at some point I realized that politicians, they just want to stay in power. Their number one job is to get elected, and their number two job is to stay elected. And when they vote, it's so that they could stay in office and pad their resume. When they vote, it's not to have policies that work for the rest of the community. And that's where the change needs to happen, from the top. You know, they say the fish rots from the head down. So we need desperately new leadership. When I first moved to Oakland, it was a very nice city. It was clean, it had crime, but not this level of crime. And people wanted to be in Oakland. Things were changing, and Oakland's getting fixed up, people moving to Oakland. But right now, we're just going downhill. So as I was coming here, I stopped by a local Starbucks, and it was closed. It was boarded up with plywood because the thieves keep breaking into it. And also, broad daylight, the people who visit Oakland that are from out of town, they would park there, and the thieves would just smash the window and grab their luggage and their belongings and run away with it, and they would have guns. And the cops, their hands are tied. They can't do much. They can't pursue get in the car and pursue a criminal, because if they go over 50 miles an hour, they can't chase somebody. And if you're a criminal, why wouldn't, running away from a cop, why wouldn't you go over 50 miles an hour? But the law in Oakland said there's, over-policing, so the police are very restricted in what they can do. Yeah. So I was talking to this police officer who says, yeah, we can't really do much because our hands are tied. An example of that is when this lady was kidnapped on International Boulevard a few months ago, this year. On camera, they could see that this criminal had kidnapped this lady and put her in the car, and the cops were chasing, but they were going over 50 miles an hour. So the cops, by law, they couldn't really pursue that, the criminals. So they had to let the criminal loose with a victim who is being kidnapped inside the car, because that's just Oakland law and the restrictions they have on OPD. So that's why part of the reason why we have this lawlessness in Oakland. The CHP could chase after the criminals if they go over 50 miles an hour. But in Oakland, they say, oh, well, if you're chasing a criminal there at that high speed, somebody could get killed. But now we have no deterrence. And in this case, it really was tragic for this victim, because who knows what happened to her after she got kidnapped. And I hope, that other cities realize that the policies and the ideas that Oakland is trying out doesn't work. Learn from the mistakes of others and save yourself some pain. If you don't want Oakland's problems, don't adopt Oakland's policies.